Hello, everybody. We have another race, another CGC race today. I am Rico V53, and I'm joined in the commentary booth by Soaring Wyvern.
Hello, everybody.
Today we have Team Check the Tree versus Unthought of Name. So this should be a good one.
I'm not super familiar with... I know AWP is pretty good. I've seen a lot of their gameplay, but other than that, I'm not really familiar. We got very successful space jump first from Cosmonaut there, though.
Yeah, Team Check the Tree are the defending champions in pretty much everything. They won last year's CGC, Cosmonaut won the Prime tournament, and Cestrion won this year's Echoes tournament. They currently sit with a record of 2-1, and Unthought of Name is currently sitting at 0-3. So this is pretty much a must-win race for Unthought of Name. And I believe that Check the Tree can essentially guarantee themselves a spot in the brackets if they win this race.
You said Unthought of Name has to win to stay in, then?
Yes.
Doesn't look like we're reading any hints right off the bat. Just getting the scans.
Meanwhile, both Echoes runners are fighting the Dark Alpha Splinter now. So, of this two-part first boss fight, this is actually the easier part. The AI for the Dark Alpha Splinter is worse than the Alpha Splinter. The Alpha Splinter will attempt to lead you, while the Dark Alpha Splinter never does. So pretty much as long as you keep moving, you shouldn't really have too many problems. And I mean, if you think about it from a lore perspective, it kind of makes sense, because, that Alpha Splinter just got possessed, so that Ing hasn't really had time to adjust to being a Splinter.
Oh, we're getting hints from Mighty Caesar here. Magmore Caverns, Fiery Shores. Sank Fortress, Watch Station Access. Agon Wade's Storage C. Is that Storage A?
Yep. Ooh,
And
Sank Entrance.
Sank Entrance, that's a good one. Fen Shorelines, so that could be either behind the ice or in the tower.
And we have Torvis Plaza. Watch Station, Sank Fortress. So of those, I'd say the worst ones are probably the ones in Echoes. Particularly Sank Entrance and Torvis Plaza. The Watch Storage C is supers and screw attack locked.
All right, I'm going to write those hints down while they've got them posted in chat there. That way, if we can reference them later.
That is a good idea, because I will 100% forget all of them.
Same.
And I see that both Echoes runners are using the blue suit.
The blue suit's a good suit. I like it.
Which reminds me, we have some RAs for this match. On the Prime side, they have RA'd in Spring Ball, and on Echoes, they have RA'd the new Patcher. So that will affect essentially GFMC logic, and it will randomize the color puzzles.
It's like Light Beam was in Ruined Shrine there. So Cestrion has Light Beam.
Light beam is definitely a good find. Though, honestly, you'd prefer dark beam to be your first beam in Echoes.
There's so many dark beam doors early on, and really all throughout Echoes. It's like, in my opinion, it's like the wave beam in Prime 1. Once you do so many checks, you just have this one beam door, and it's usually wave beam. Looks like an STK on grapple ledge.
And I couldn't quite tell from Cestrian's feed, but I think that is grapple beam in mining station.
Caesar picking up the light beam. Hive Totem was just guarding some missile expansions.
And we have Cestrion entering the Bomb Guardian fight. With those main PBs, this is going to be both a quick fight and not a one-way check. Oh, that is an interesting way to do that. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it like that, quite like that. So he drew Bomb Guardian to him and took out the gate and the Bomb Guardian with a single power bomb.
Wow, that is efficient.
And unfortunately is just rewarded with a Prime E-Tank. Now, since Cosmo doesn't have any, that is a nice find, but still, you kind of hope for something a little more than that, especially since picking up that item triggers a layer change in this room that removes the War Wasp Hive.
Yeah, that's the downside there. I mean, in Prime 1, you'd love to
And we have Amber Translator.
Very nice find. You love to get an E-Tank early on in Prime 1, because you never know when you're going to have to make a short stint into Magmoor Caverns if you get BK'd for a short while.
ETM in Sandcache.
Is Check the Tree trying to check the tree currently? I know there's a method to kind of clip your camera such that you can see through
Unlimited
the tree.
missile hint. That could be helpful.
Could be. Gotta love unlimited missiles. Some sort of ball upgrade in tree, according to chat. So we might be expecting super missiles, because that could be a basic morph ball bomb, or a morph ball. Yeah, it does look like both Prime players are in BK. Till morph ball.
And we have Cestrion getting a lift from that crate. You know, I kind of feel like at this point I would have gone for the hive chambers first. Because they're pretty quick and they bring you like right back out to that spot, as opposed to going completely around the GFMC loop. But with main power bombs, GFMC is completely in logic with the new patcher.
But if you went through the hive, you could get that one morph ball bomb check and not like leave it behind.
I could not see what was in Mining Plaza on off screen.
Me either.
And there is the Prime Super Missile. So this play was completely worth it.
Yeah, and it was morph ball in tree. So
oh wait,
yeah.
Was that hinted? I think that might have been hinted, which is why Cestrion beelined it there.
Yeah, Cosmo knew that he needed that that super missile, so Cestrion went and got it for him. That means Caesar's particular waiting location there behind Hive Totem was kind of unfortunate because they are possibly expecting to receive Morph Ball from Op.
And Cestrion returns the favor of that Morph Ball with a space jump. And we have Cestrion entering Dark Missile Trooper. This is another boss that can just be melted with a single power bomb. Oh, Emerald Translator. That is a good one.
Any translator's a good translator.
But the Emerald hints have seemed to be particularly powerful in this year's tournament.
It looks like we're getting a little bit of a high five between the Echoes players here. Op is right on Cestrion's tail.
Unfortunately, that means that Op did not hightail it to the super missile, so Caesar is still stuck without any checks.
Yeah, Caesar will be waiting even longer for those super missiles. The thing about super missile right now, though, is that as soon as they get that super missile, they will know exactly where to go with it.
Yes, that line of reasoning is 100% true, Muriel. The Emerald is, in fact, the best because it unlocks Underground Tunnel.
Looks like Cosmo is probably heading to Watery Hall right now. So we'll get to see a good 3 checks right here. Hive Key 2.
Ancestrion has gone back to finish the GFMC loop, which means once again, both Echoes runners are in almost the same place at the same time. I did not catch what that reliquary hint was.
We've got an Echo Visor in Watery Hall. Cosmo is going to go for the acidic slope jump here without space jump. Did we see what was behind the gate? I couldn't see it. Prime missile. Yeah, that Watery Hall acidic slope jump can be really tough without space jump when you're dealing with one E-tank. And looks like Caesar just got their super missiles, so they are headed to the tree. Are they winning? Well, we don't know yet. We have yet to see the full chaos unfold.
So what Op is doing here in GFMC is called a slope jump. They're trying to jump off this slope terrain, which in theory gives them a little more height, which will allow them, if successful, to get on top of that platform so they can potentially dupe the item inside the crate. And yeah, that would have been 100% dupable.
Yeah, not GFMC explaining GFMC stuff. Pretty much just Rico explaining GFMC stuff. I'm a Prime guy. I don't know Echoes all that well.
Okay, Variasuit is an Aegon Wace. I actually got the hint that time.
It looks like we're gonna get to see what's at Crashed Frigate. Double damage. Nice.
Yeah, that is definitely nice to have early when you don't have a lot of things in your kit.
Unfortunately, Zoid is a missile, so looks like Cosmo's gonna reset out. We'll have to check that later with Morph Ball bombs. Item-wise, it's looking pretty even now that Caesar has their super missiles. Oh, I missed Wave Beam. Both Prime players have Wave Beam now. Where was Wave Beam at?
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea.
They got wave beam before I even noticed they got a beam. Nice. Alpha Splinter. Alpha Splinter had wave beam. Haven't had much of a chance to use it yet, though. Oh no. Caesar just barely clipped the trigger zone for Hive Totem, triggering the fight. Looks like they're going to try to despawn it. It's so difficult to get out of this acid. Oh no. So that's a death for Caesar. Looks like they've lost a few items on that one.
And there is that Variasuit.
Just in time for Cosmo. He is right next to the elevator to Magmore.
And the Battlegrounds hint is for Echo's life support system, which is most likely an energy tank, but could potentially be one of the suits.
Yeah, you can't really ignore those life support hints until you start collecting a couple of suits.
Caesar recollecting their Morph Ball. And with that Variasuit, it looks like Cosmo has gone straight to Magmore.
Honestly, I would have done the same in the position that he was in. He was right next to it. That looks like a space jump boot for Prime. There. I forget the name of that room.
Caesar triggered the Hive Mecha fight and jumped into the acid.
Lava Lake, thank you. Yeah, getting out of the acid in Hive Totem can be pretty tough without space jump.
So in terms of checks, there's not a lot of really good options for Echoes right now. Thinking it probably wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to go around Sand Canyon for that light beam door and just check vanilla dark beam, because you never know, you might actually have a vanilla dark beam.
And vanilla dark beam is always in logic, really.
Oh, there is dark beam. Where was dark beam?
I didn't see a sent notification. On half pipe, looks like. I'm assuming that means the half pipe in Ruined Shrine there.
And Cestrion has already finished Dark
Main plot
Samus
that
1.
half pipe. And you think we would have saw that?
Another boss that can just be melted by a power bomb. Which sucks because the music track for Dark Samus is my favorite one.
Very nice movement from Cosmonaut here as he climbs Tower of Light for a powerbomb cheeseburger.
And without that Dark Beam, Op is doing exactly what I suggested about a minute ago, and unfortunately, since we've seen Cestrion do it, we know they will not be rewarded for this. So if it's in the half pipe, then technically Dark Beam is still out of logic because Prime Boost has not shown up, correct?
So the half pipe is a slope jump that you can do with space jump that's in logic. So the Dark Beam's definitely in logic if you have space jump.
Gotcha. And there is Prime Grapple Beam in Doomed Entry.
Well, it doesn't have to be a slope jump, but the slope jump is a very quick way to get it with space. It's kind of like the jump up to Vault Ledge, and it's just a space jump, but it's still technically a trick. Cosmo's checking upper root cave now, while Caesar is going to fight Zoid. Unfortunately, we know that Zoid is a missile.
And it looks like Ops reset out of Pirate Labs. Which, yeah, without Dark Beam, you don't really have a way out of that room.
Grapple Beam was in behind the plasma door in upper root cave.
Well, with no screw attack yet, that can be very helpful.
So both Prime and Echo.
There are main PBs for Prime in Battleground.
Well, that is good news, because Prime has no Morph Ball bombs.
And we have Cestrion showing off how horrible the AI for the Warrior Ing are. You can just powerbomb those first two, and everyone that spawns will just immediately walk into one of those energized safe zones.
Looks like a Morph Ball under the tunnel there. Cosmonaut's looking at. Boost Ball.
Those were very timely power bombs.
Indeed. So Boost Ball being sent to Cestrion now.
And On Check the Tree side, we have both runners utilizing power bombs as their only form of morph ball bomb.
Looks like Caesar's trying to figure out where they need to go. Without Varia or Space Jump, it's kind of a hard tell.
Well, Space Jump is completely available to them. It was just, I believe. Where was that again?
Where was what? I'm sorry, I was reading
Prime
chat.
Space Jump. I'm pretty sure that Caesar can get it.
Prime Space Jump was in Lava Lake inside of the basalt pillar.
Oh, so they want Varia.
Yeah, Varia is probably
Varia-
going to be the indicator.
Varia is completely available to them. Op just needs to go to Central Mining Station and then go through the light beam door in Command Center to get on top of the cannon. They have Space Jump, which is all they need to get that item.
Caesar's trying out some unorthodox methods to break open the morph ball block there in Ruined Shrine. Honestly, I, for half a second, thought that super missile was going to break that block.
And unfortunately, Op is not going the correct way to get that Varia. Thanks, game. Meeting ground hint is for the power bomb they already have.
Gotta love when a hint gives you an item that's already in your pocket. Unnecessarily slope jump.
Hive Temple keys, those are hopefully not needed.
With the two E-tanks, Caesar might have enough HP to stop at the save station, and the first save station at Magmore, run to Lava Lake, grab Space Jump, and book it back.
And we have Cestrion entering Torvis. Okay, that hint was actually probably very good for Unthought of Name, because that's going to point Op back towards Aegon, and hopefully they will walk straight into that Varia suit.
Looks like
A
Caesar
Mortis is
is
an ETM.
looks like Caesar is gonna go for that short jaunt into Lava Lake. That would give them the space jump that they need to get a couple of checks. Let's see if they can pull it up.
And there is a Prime Visor in Portal Chamber. Oh, and Cestrion not having bombs has to wall boost up that slight race platform. Where are bombs?
I don't think we know yet. Yeah, but Caesar now knows that their space jump boots are right there. So with a bit of luck, maybe an additional E-tank sent from their partner there in Echoes, they could pull this off.
They're more likely to get the Varia suit before they get another E-tank.
The Varia suit would be more helpful than the E-tank, though, so we could hope for that, too.
Looks like Cosmo's going for that acid bath again.
Yep, this time
And
sending
Echo
the Echo
Visor.
Visor. Yeah, this would be much more doable for Caesar if they had space jump. But, when you're staring at space jump and you don't have it, not a lot you can do other than keep trying. Looks like they hit L in midair there.
Cestrion entering Torvis Temple. This could be bombs.
Looks like Cosmo just sent
It is not.
Cestrion the Annihilator Beam.
Is that Spider Ball?
I didn't see it. Who's looking at Spider Ball?
Cestrion. That.
Oh, behind the lasers there.
Oh, that's an ETM.
That's an ETM for sure, yeah.
Well, on the plus side, Cestrion is validated.
Seed is valid. Now we just need flamethrower so we can throw a party.
And Op is just outside of that Varia suit.
Cosmo just checked behind Zoid, which turned out to also, unfortunately, be a missile. Still searching for those morph ball bombs. Caesar is standing in the correct waiting location, though, because their next item of progression should be that Varia suit, which will let them get their space jump boots much easier and then book it out of there.
And Op detonating a power bomb to show the sea just how they feel about that Varia location.
There is the Varia suit. Is Cosmo BK?
I mean, without bombs, I think so.
Without the morph ball bombs, they're not getting to Finn easily. Yeah, they can't get to the backside of Chozo either without being able to activate my favorite Morph Ball Bomb slot.
And Cestrion using the wrong beam on the portal, trying to get to the secret darker Aether. And there is that thermal visor.
All right, we've got progression that points toward Thardus. Super Missile, Wave Beam. All we need now is Morph Ball Bombs. Bombs on Thardus? No way.
I mean, I think that could be a thing. It would be horrible, but I think it could be.
It could be. I mean, if Cosmo goes all the way to the back of Magmor here and takes the elevator to Thardus, well, he's actually going the wrong direction to be heading there. But you could go to the back of Magmor, take that elevator to Fen, and fight Thardus right now. You wouldn't be able to get out. Yeah, you would. He has a grapple beam, so he could just yank himself right out of the room with grapple. Looks like Cosmo reset for some reason. I wasn't watching, didn't see what happened. Right, Caesar's sending
This
off
is
their
interesting.
Darkmoon.
Echo Visor and Annihilator. This is in logic.
I'm not sure if the rooms at the back of Magmor are in logic right now, because the only way to get past Twinfire's tunnel without the spider track is to have Grav suit and do a little bit of lava walking, or a really annoying double bomb
And
jumping
there
lava.
is Dark Visor. I couldn't see what was in Phazon Pit or Phazon Grounds, but it did not look like Cestrion wanted it.
What is Op looking at there? Is that a missile?
Yep, that is the missile.
Expansion.
Tower of Cheeseburgers.
I'm hungry now. Thanks. What is this, McDonald's? Okay, Cosmo pulling off a fairly difficult curved bar jump there to get up through the Twinfire's tunnel. Looks like he might be heading to Thardus.
Hall of Honor Dead is in logic with that boost ball. They could potentially have vanilla Seekers.
Oh, Cosmo just peaked Ice Beam.
Without Screw Attack, I don't think Cestrion has enough energy to get there and back.
That's true. The elevator that will take him to Thardis also will let him get into Farfen. So there's a lot of checks in Phendrana right now.
You know, what would be really mean logic right now would be for Prime Bombs to be in Hall of Honor Dead and the Echoes player to be expected to just sit there while the Prime player gets their Seeker missiles with those bombs.
That's evil. Hey, looks like we're gonna check the quarantine monitor. Got light ammo expansion back there.
So
Cosmos.
did anyone get a good look at what was in Pod W? I could not tell if that was a missile expansion or Echo Supers.
Sorry, I was switching the audio real quick. Looks like Cosmonaut opted not to fight Thardis right now. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Cosmonaut was sent the thermal visor.
They were, but I think it might be out of logic without Echo's bombs. Cestrion checking that in cache to see if it's a suit. And that looks like a suit.
Yep, that is a suit. Dark suit.
Dark Suit Battleground. Okay, I think this is Dark Suit Battleground to go get supers from Pod W. Yeah, so never know when those life support system hints can pan out.
Oh, was that the hinted life support?
Yep, that was the hinted life support system.
Yeah, you never know if it's a coin flip.
That is just an awful place for Dark Suit. Dark Visor locked. Dark Visor locked. Okay, so Annihilator and Echo locked Dark Visor to get Dark Suit from the in-cache and Battleground.
We've got, is that gravity boost in upper gravity chamber? Nice.
Yep, that is gravity boost.
That's an ironic location. Gravity boost in gravity chamber.
Would have been great if it was lower gravity chamber.
Yeah, get out of here. French vanilla gravity. Did Cosmo peak lower gravity, though? I did not
Yes,
see it
he
happen.
did.
Okay. Must have been
I
nothing.
think it was just a power bomb expansion.
Anything that is not progression is not worth slope jumping your way out of lower gravity.
Ooh, white dark suit. I love that dark suit. Yep, those were supers in Pod W.
Okay, so we've got Echo's super missiles now.
Op is just about to get that dark visor, and hopefully they remember that life support system hint. Oh wait, no, those are bombs. Oh my god. Echo's bombs in Pod W. So, Annihilator and Echo Visor to unlock Dark Visor, to get you Dark Suit, to get your bombs from Pod W.
That is horrifying.
That is some hideous logic right there.
Yeah. Cestrion with the first morph ball bombs in the whole seed, almost an hour in. 52 minutes in.
And they were in Pod W.
Cosmonaut just got sent their phazon suit, too. Or no, picked up their phazon suit.
Yeah, so that Dark Suit location, if Op doesn't remember that hint, is really bad for them.
Like Caesar's opting to do
Very
some
helpful hint
Chozo
there.
ruins cleanup.
Man, 55 minutes in, and we are just entering the Jump Guardian loop for the first time.
What are the item requirements to get to Jump Guardian?
Morph Ball Bomb. That is all you need.
Ouch. Good old morph ball bombs blocking 3/4 of the seed all the time.
Yep. And that is an Inghive key, so with the Annihilator Beam, Cestrion does not need that, even if Quadraxis ends up being required.
And yeah, now that we know that Annihilator Beam isn't on Quadraxis, the Inghive keys aren't required either. Those can be safely ignored. That's pretty typical, though.
Ice Spreader in Transport Center.
Love me some Ice Spreader. It's really useful in Exo.
And it looks like Cestrion is just going to collect that key anyway.
Did they scan it first, or?
Oh, good. Op remembered the hint. And with that, Op gets Dark Suit and now can go get their Morph Ball Bombs.
Now, Caesar's getting close to Op's Grapple Beam right now, which could be pretty helpful.
We have an STK. Unlimited beam ammo in Trial Tunnel.
With Screw Attack having not showed up yet, you never know when Grapple Beam's going to be important.
Grapple Beam is always something that's nice to have. Even if you have Screw Attack, in the places you can use Grapple Beam, it is faster to use Grapple Beam. So generally, if you can use Grapple Beam, you probably should. And we have Cestrion fighting Jump Guardian. Now, even though the cutscene hasn't played yet, Jump Guardian is already in this room, and you can just fire at that statue, and its hitbox will be there. Now, you can't actually kill Jump Guardian until after the cutscene plays, so even if you knock down all of its health, you still have to hit it once. Well, that may not have been completely important, but at least it should make Cestrion feel validated. Oh, so it looks like we have all suits in Prime. So the Prime side, R8 in Spring Ball, and neither one of them can use it because bombs just haven't shown up.
I'm really curious where these Prime Morph Ball bombs are. It is starting to look more and more likely that Thardus could actually have the bombs. I guess we're about to find out.
I believe Cestrion is going towards Spider Side Sank. No, looks like they're checking Mineshaft first. And I would love to switch to Cosmonauts audio for this boss fight, but their audio appears to be unusable. So,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
was that major upgrade hint pointing to the thermal visor? And just a cheeseburger in ventilation area. I was really hoping that would turn out to be prime bombs. So basically, prime bombs would be locked by Echo's bombs. And we have Cestrion about to loot the spider's treasure. So in this area of Sank, it tends to come into logic separately from the rest of the Sanctuary Fortress. And the 3 checks right here are really close to each other and generally fairly easy to get. So if you can get here, it's usually a good idea to check it out.
Artist was a missile expansion.
And Op appears to be very, very upset about those bombs. And honestly, I cannot blame them.
Oh, on the plus side for Team Unthought of name, they are about to find Ice Beam. Yeah, bombs not on Thardis. Where are these bombs?
Still fairly early on, but at this point, I'd say Check the Tree has the initiative and maybe a slight advantage just because they've checked more of the game. But if Unthought of Name stumbles into those prime bombs, that could be a game changer.
You know, Gerbil brings up a good point. The prime bombs could very well be in Frigate or even Overgrown Cavern.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Cosmonaut has gravity now, so there's no area of Frigate that essentially isn't in logic. Gravity, Ice Beam, Thermal, Wave Beam.
Looks like we're going to check Overgrown Cavern first. And that is definitely a missile. Super missiles for Echo.
That is a good find.
Bombs cannot be in Overgrown Cavern. Well, unless you have wall boost, which we don't.
Okay, so Storage C we know is an artifact.
Is the frigate climb not in logic for this seed? Or is that a higher level standable knowledge? Intermediate. Well, we are going to get a look at the contents of the crashed frigate here. While Caesar goes to find out that Thardas has more missiles for them. Caesar has done a great job catching up. They were behind 4 items not too long ago. Honestly, not having Phazon suit right now isn't such a huge deal as long as they find it before final bosses.
And if nothing turns up in Frigate, not having Gravity Suit isn't a big deal either.
That's a good point. Except for the fact that they haven't checked Frigate yet, so they probably will do that.
Not Biohazard.
Not Biohazard. Oh no, Cosmo doesn't know how to do hat. Oh, no, actually just can't do hat because no bombs. Cosmo has boost?
Cosmo does not have boost.
It looks like it's not lit up.
Cestrion has boost.
You might be reading the tracker wrong. Oh, there's the morph bomb. Where did it come from?
Oh my god. It was Morph Ball. It was Echo's bomb locked.
Go figure. Right in time to get through hat too. Just absolutely prime timing.
So that incredibly terrible logic train involved both Morph Wall bombs. That is incredible. So those are available to Op right now, but I don't know if they'll think to go back and finish off Pirate Labs.
We're going to see reverse bar skip here to check the upper part of this. I forget the name of this place. It's a giant tree. Great tree something?
Great Tree Chamber?
Great Tree Hall is in Chozo. Great Tree Chamber. Okay, successful reverse bar skip.
If I was in Op's shoes right now, I personally would probably check the entirety of Upper Torvis, or at least as much as is available to me, which hopefully they don't do, because we know that that is not the way forward. But yeah, like, I would not be getting Wyvern his bombs if I was in their place.
Cestrion can do hints now? Quite possibly. Oh, can Cestrion do hints?
I imagine they could. They do not have seekers, but it's, as far as out of bounds go, and to my limited knowledge of them, I believe this is one of the easier ones.
I'm gonna grab some of this Torvis Bog audio here.
Op just spotting the thermal visor.
Which unfortunately is mostly pointless with Thardus only having a missile. I guess it's useful for the Essence fight.
Yeah, and Caesar's already killed Thardus, so not really in any hurry to pick that up.
If you wanted to be nice, you could pick it up, but otherwise, yeah, you could absolutely leave it on the floor.
With no screw attack, Cestrion is going to do the instant morph into the morph ball tunnel to get out of this room. I personally find this a lot easier than doing the screw attack into the tunnel. Of course, camera doesn't always cooperate with you. I think it was one of the async seeds where I got stuck in that tunnel for like 30 seconds because the camera kept reversing on me when I boosted, so it was just boosting back and forth down that tunnel. Oh, that was embarrassing.
Really smooth movement climbing the... Got the name of this room too. From Caesar there in Far Fen. My memory is absolutely awful. I know all of the room names in Metroid Prime 1, but when speaking, they just boop, leave my brain. Fendrana, yeah, that's the one. Which it should be really obvious that that is the name of that room, because it is the furthest room in Fendrana. It is literally on the edge.
And the GFMC ship is just a missile.
Cosmonaut bar skipping again. Gotta love it when people make bar skip look easy. Noob should stand for no out of bounds.
I support that. And Cestrion is not going for hints right now, but instead going back to Torvis. I mean, at this point, they have pretty much most of the tools they would need to just clean it out, so...
More missiles in Phazon mines. So far, it appears to be more like a Phazon armory.
Oh my god, Sastrian pretty much first trying that Torvus gate skip right there. Making that trick look easy. That's actually not an easy trick because the collision on the gate is kind of wonky, and you can easily just slide off it.
Caesar picks up their Phazon suit and labs. Personally, I'm always happy to see Phazon suit because it's just one less thing I have to hunt down at the end of the seed.
Okay, and we have Cestrian making fairly quick work of the Boost Guardian. So the trick to doing this is you want to lay your power bomb pretty much right as it turns into a puddle. Because while it's still in its solid form, the blast of the power bomb can knock it out of the radius. Whereas when it's a puddle, it doesn't take recoil.
We've got Plasma Beam. Cosmonaut finds the Plasma Beam in a Phazon mines. The ventilation corridor with the explodey box. Boombox. That's a good name for that room.
I was about to ask if Explodey Box was the technical term for that.
Explodey box? I mean, that's what I might start calling it. At this point, it looks like Prime probably on Check the Trees side probably could full clear. Boost Ball not being required for anything. Well, it does depend on... There are a couple of things that I can't think of any way they could get. Life Grove does have that boost. Oh yeah, no X-ray means no OP either, and therefore no Phazon processing access or that room after OP. It's a very interesting out of bounds here from Caesar that I have personally never seen before.
So is that like the skip the fight trigger?
It could have been. I'm not really sure. I guess they just wanted to be really, really sure that they did not trigger that fight.
Oh, it looks like Op is going to Dark
Caesar,
Aegon and...
Caesar checked... Caesar doesn't have bombs, so Caesar checked the tower and couldn't get out, so that was an out of bounds to get out from below the tower.
Oh, that is really interesting. And unfortunately, it looks like Op is going into Dark Aegon instead of continuing through Pirate Labs, so Caesar will have to wait for those bombs a little longer.
I don't believe Screw Attack is known, no. Have we had any boss hints yet?
A Morbus.
Amorbis looks like
Screw Attack is,
chat saying it's an ETM.
I believe that was Screw Attack and Coaling Chamber.
Coaling Chamber Screw Attack.
So that is technically spider locked.
Spider, now, I'm looking at the tracker. It doesn't look like they have Spider yet.
None of the runners have spider. I did not catch what that hint was.
Morph system and FTA for Prime.
So that is light suit locked. So what would be the worst Prime morph system to be light suit locked right now?
Well, honestly, at this point, the only thing that really could be locked is either Spider Ball or X-Ray Visor for Prime.
Well, we know it's a morph system, and we know that Prime is currently missing Boost and Spider. I'm thinking you'd want that to be Spider less because I think it's easier to get around Boost.
Boost is definitely the easier one to get around, depending on like 2 checks. If those checks are not required, you don't need Boost.
Okay, do you have any idea what's going on with Cosmo's stream right now?
I do not.
Oh, there is Spider Ball.
Looks like they lost signal or possibly crashed.
But we have Prime Spider Ball in Plaza Access, so that means Boost is FTA. Yeah, that's unfortunate on Cosmo's side.
To be fully caught up with Cosmos, Caesar really only needs to find those Morph Ball bombs. That's the really important thing that they do not have.
And unfortunately, it appears like Op is going to hardcore last location them. Let's get some lower Torvis music going.
Oh, absolutely. Switch that on over. The The really unfortunate thing here is that with Caesar not having morph ball bombs, they are not going to be able to get the item in hat, which I believe was progression.
And Cosmo is back.
Well, let's see the last time he saved.
There are Echo Supers, so unless Op decides to go back for that artifact, that's probably going to take them even further away from the bombs.
Wow, that was some excellent movement there from Caesar crossing crashed frigate.
Going to be honest, I'm not quite sure what that was from Cestrion exactly, but I want them to do it again.
I'm sad I missed it.
He wall boosted past the entrance to the cannon. And there's that Spider Ball hint for the Spider Ball Cestrion already got.
The hints are really liking to do that today.
Well, you know what they say, hindsight is 20/20. Cestrion got that Spider Ball immediately before going to lower Torvis, but it looks like it didn't transfer over to Cestrion. I mean, not to Cosmonaut. That is not a good sign.
That was a morph ball, you said, that didn't get sent?
The Prime Spider Ball.
Yeah, the tracker does not say that he has Spider Ball.
And unfortunately, Cosmo is using the fusion suit, so we can't tell by the Morph Ball model.
Well, hopefully, Cestrion will have informed him that he sent Morph Ball or Spider Ball, and that will soon come up when they try to use a spider track, and they notice that Spider's not working.
Yeah, learn from our mistakes. Tell your partner when you send them an important item.
You mean my mistake?
Okay, blog is nothing. And Op is about to get those Morph Ball bombs for Caesar. They're probably not going to feel good about this when they realize it.
Those Morph Ball bombs are always a welcome sight. Even an hour and a half into the seed, you love to see your Morph Ball bombs anytime.
Yeah, it looks like they realized it. Because like at this point, this is pretty much a hard last location.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Cosmonauts Spider Ball did work there because they just collected the item in Ice Ruins East.
So then it appears that their tracker is disconnected.
Quite possibly. You don't
Oh, hey, we
necessarily
got
need the
Grapple
tracker, but
Guardian.
with the tracker indicating that Cosmo didn't have Spider when he should have it, was a potential terrible sign for Team Check the Tree.
Sunburst on Grapple Guardian. Oh, and he's going for Sonic Boom too. So Sonic Boom will actually hit Grapple Guardian through his invincibility frames during his pain animation. So if you have Sonic Boom during this fight, it really speeds it up.
Can you read how many artifacts and STKs have been collected?
Well, with Cosmos out of sync, that's not going to be helpful, and I really cannot tell.
Yeah, it's all blurry for me. Okay, 1 for Caesar, 6 for Cestrion, and 4 for Op. So except for locations checked, there's really not a huge gap between the teams right now.
Yeah,
And Caesar's
I'd say that's
catching up
fairly
to
fair.
Cosmo.
Yeah, Caesar has done a very admirable job of routing around those missing bombs. And will be the first player to Flagra.
Do we want to get the Flagra music when they get in there, or are you enjoying the lower Torvis?
I can flip them over to Flagra. I got it.
Although the Flagra fight happens so fast now, I doubt we'll get to enjoy very much of the music. Wow, that was a impressive scan dash. Even though they didn't quite make it, they almost did. These are making very short work of Flagra. And it's an E-Tank.
And we have Cestrion in Sanctuary going up the vault side elevator.
Now, no Spider for Caesar means that they'll have to do the infinite bomb jump here to check ghosts. Which it looks like they're going to do.
I'm not going to pretend I understand how this works.
I've personally only pulled it off one time. I usually die. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I usually die to those beetle things.
And Cestrian attempting to stand on that little piece of, I guess that's a piston, makes it look a lot easier than it is. It's just real easy to slide off of those.
Cosmo's back end far then.
And with the new Echoes patcher, all these color puzzles in Sank are randomized. So Cestrian actually has to scan that to find out what the solution to this morph ball puzzle is.
Oh, they're actually making this into a puzzle now.
Yep.
Instead of a memory game.
All of the color puzzles on the new patcher, all of the color puzzles are randomized.
That's really cool. Unfortunately, neither Flagra nor Ghosts had progression.
Yeah, I imagine Caesar's probably not too happy about that.
We're not looking for too much, though. We need possibly need X-ray visor.
Yeah, but in
Tech and Echo Spider are still missing.
In their last race, they put off Flagra, and it was double required. So,
no.
Being the first person to Flagra now and just getting nothing for it.
Definitely better than not checking at all. Oh, the new patcher also changes up the echo puzzles. That's interesting.
You know, as a musician, you'd think it'd be easier for me to recognize the tones in those puzzles, but I am complete garbage at that. So yeah, new patcher tends not to agree with me.
So do you have the echo puzzles memorized by shot location then?
Yes, let's go with memorized. You have Cestrian checking Defiled Shrine and doesn't find anything he wants there. With no screw attack, if they want to out of bounds the hints, they have to go all the way back and use that gondola.
Well, I'm curious why Cosmonaut is heading back down into mines. He was here earlier and has done a lot of these checks. If not, I mean, he should have been able to do all of them.
So what Cestrion is doing here is a bomb space jump. And so if you can obscure the camera when you're morphing or unmorphing, it will skip the animation and put you straight, essentially, into control of Samus. And when that happens, you have a brief 3-frame window to initiate a jump. So Cestrion using that to successfully get himself out of bounds. And for anyone who is not exactly sure how out of bounds works, basically every room in the game is contained inside of a box. And within that box are all of the physics of the game. And outside of that box, you have Aether.
Light suit in MQA.
That is horrible. But basically, like, as you pass back and forth between the Aether and the room, you have that same brief 3-frame window to make a jump. And if you then leave the box after you initiate the jump, you will essentially stick in the Aether and you can do it again. And Cestrion gets the ceiling warp and is back in bounds. And now the nice thing about this is that that door is only seeker locked on one side. So when you open it going back, it destroys the seeker lock, and you won't have to do this again the next time you pass through here. PCA.
We found Screw Attack.
Sync Map Station.
We found Screw Attack and Phazon Mining Tunnel.
In Cache 2. Okay.
That is ridiculous.
The Screw Attack is Calling Chamber.
Is it? That looked like Screw Attack to me.
Oh, it's Seeker Launcher. Oh my
Seeker
God.
Launcher.
And Cestrion gets the Seeker Launchers about 2 minutes after he successfully does a Seeker skip.
Oh no. Gotta love doing a somewhat difficult trick and then getting the item you needed.
Yep. So in Cache 2 technically requires Screw Attack, which Cestrion knows where that is. PCA is... Can Cosmo get that STK?
Which one?
PCA?
Not without X-ray.
And then the last one, Sync Map Station, logically requires Cobalt Translator.
He does have X-ray, so yeah, he can go straight through OP. It's hard looking at the tracker, but I should have just looked at his screen.
Okay, so then on the Echo side, the only real unknown is that Cobalt Translator. Unless that's been hinted and I missed it.
Yeah, this looks like go mode for Cosmo. And with these artifact locations, really, this might be go mode for Cestrion as well.
So it looks like Cobalt was hinted, so Cestrion just needs to go pick that up, and they're in go mode as well.
Does Cestrion need Screw Attack?
I mean...
Oh, you need Screw Attack to climb the... Yes.
Oh, wait, no, Echo Spider Ball is still missing. I don't know if Cestrion would want to attempt a Spiraless Emperor Ing.
Now, I know that that is possible, but quite difficult and or annoying. Screw attack is locked by Echo's spider,
Yep.
so we could potentially still be a ways off from that screw attack. Not a lot of locations left to check in Prime 1, though.
And Cestrian has cleaned up a good chunk of echoes as well.
We knew that PCA was a PCA. No, the phase-on processing access was a key, didn't we? Didn't they scan hints?
They just scanned hints. Like that was what they were doing when they got the Seeker launcher.
Don't make fun of me, chat. I'm sorry. I have a goldfish for a brain.
That is a good point. We still have not seen a Jaika hint. So that would be kind of incredible if Chaiko was Echo's Spider Ball.
It's like Cosmo's going to read their artifact hints again.
Nice spider skip there from Cestrian.
Probably checking to make sure that they have collected all their artifacts from their own world.
And Op collecting that spider ball for Caesar.
Now, that spider ball, I believe, is required. There was progression in Ice Ruins East. I think. X-ray visor.
Now that is an interesting color puzzle.
Cosmo shooting pirate in the face repeatedly.
Are they out of missiles?
No, looks like he's got 8.
Well, I mean, realistically, you need more than that, but...
He picked up some ammo on the kill, so he had about 3 in the tank.
Yeah, killing the Alpha Pirate with beams as opposed to missiles is a lot slower, but if you're out, you're out.
Missile visor? Nah, that's Prime 3. You get the ship to fly by and blow stuff up.
Huh, that is a missile visor.
I mean, essentially.
And Cosmo actually using the thermal visor to fight pirates. Is that Cobalt? No. What was that? Cestrian appears to be very, let's go with happy right now.
Certainly seems to be rushing towards something.
Unfortunately, at this point, it doesn't seem like there's going to be enough time for Unthought of Name to make a comeback. And realistically, they routed this pretty well. Like, the logic in this seed was not good. And it just hurts that those prime bombs were where they were, because that was an easy thing to just last location, which unfortunately is what Op did.
Just realized I've been talking a bunch without pushing push to talk. But yeah, there's been technical difficulties on both sides. So not a lot that could be done about it. But, there is a silver lining. Well, not anymore. I was going to say, we don't know where that spider ball is that's locking the screw attack, but Cestrion just picked that spider ball up.
Yeah, and with that spider ball, Cestrian can go grab screw attack, and they just need to grab Cobalt, and then they're basically done.
Oh, Echo Spider was the Life Grove boost ball check? Well, that's real close to go mode for Team Check the Tree. Was all they need to do is use that spider to get their screw attack. Caesar on their way to go and get their own spider. Nope, they've already got it. No, Spider. Gonna use Spider to get their X-ray visor. I got there in the end. It would be pretty tough for Unthought of Name to take the lead at this point, but anything could happen.
Oh, is Cestrian going for Airy?
Looks like it.
This could be Cobalt, right? Cobalt was a proximity hint?
I think I've seen chat say this could be or is Cobalt.
And we actually get to hear Darkness for more... Well, never mind. Never get to hear Darkness.
Rip Dark Samus theme. Caesar over on Unthought of Name could be going the right way.
That was really cool. I have never seen that before.
If they take the elevator from Reflecting Pool to Tree Chamber, they could head on up to Life Grove and grab that spider ball right now. Putting this race significantly closer.
Cobalt in Airy.
Oh, well.
You love to see it.
Love to see items in Airy.
Okay, Zelrus, the reason why is because it's very unlikely in a multi-world setting that something is going to end up being placed in Airy, because there are so many items that it requires. You need Boost Ball, Spider Ball, Power Bomb, Echo Visor, and Dark Beam, Light Beam, or Annihilator Beam. So by the time you have all of those items, it's more likely that your progression is somewhere else.
Yeah, the thing you got to keep in mind is some of these super skilled players can make difficult things look oh so easy sometimes. Oh no. Caesar's doing bar skip instead of going up to Life Grove.
Did Cestrian just crash?
The stream appears to be frozen. Their item tracker and timer just... Oh, that's a crash. Yeah, we're looking at Dolphin now.
Oh, they're going to have to do that again.
I guess it was smart to save.
Well, on the bright side, I get to hear another 3 seconds of darkness.
It's a good 3 seconds. You want to pop the audio over to Pop? Get that Torvis music playing?
Done.
2 crashes today for the same team. Check the Tree crashed on both games.
Yeah, that is super unfortunate. Unfortunately, even this I don't think is enough for Unthought of Name to make a comeback.
Yeah, unfortunately, Caesar decided to go down instead of up there in the Great Tree Chamber. Or Hall. Whichever. The big old Great Tree Room. Had they gone up and found that boost ball for Up to go and grab...
Boost ball is light suit locked.
Well, it's... Okay, it's annoying, but there is 2 different...
I am getting my 3 seconds of darkness.
Go for it. There are 2 different Morph Ball bomb jumps that you can use to get through that Morph Ball tunnel to Life Grove. One of them is significantly more difficult than the other. One is where you do a double bomb jump diagonally to get on top of the puzzle and then roll down the other side. and the other one you have to actually do. I don't know what you call it. I don't think it's an infinite bomb jump. Might be, but you do a multiple bomb
Okay,
jump
I'm
up the
satisfied. I'm satisfied. Back to
slope.
Torvis.
You just love that Dark Samus theme.
It is the best theme in this game.
I'll grant you that it's a great theme.
And no one ever does this fight, and now someone finally does it, and Cestrian's too good to actually let me listen to it.
Well, I guess that's a good problem to have for Cestrion.
Wonder how Cosmo's feeling throughout all this, just staring at that door in the distance.
Probably that they'd really like to hunt a dragon right about now. Is Ridley technically a dragon?
I always thought that the species was officially designated space dragon, but I could just be misremembering.
Oh, that is unfortunate there for Caesar. You can't really identify whether that's an STK or a boss key. Unless Op has read their hints to them.
I do not believe Op has gone for STK hints yet. They do not have Seekers, and I don't remember seeing them go out of bounds.
I don't remember seeing Op in the hint room either. I just realized Caesar doesn't have plasma.
Oh, you're right. They do not.
So that's a far bigger setback than I was thinking.
Yeah, Plasma is the one beam that is under no circumstances skippable.
I wouldn't say no circumstances. You could always turn off final bosses and warp to credits after Ridley.
Okay, with the settings we have, it is in no way skippable.
I know what you meant. I just couldn't stop myself.
Even if you want to go exo skip, which Cosmo is probably going to do because I believe he always does it, you need Plasma Beam to open that door.
Yeah. You have to open the door that you lead the Metroid through.
And once again, a reminder that Cosmo's audio is unusable, so we will not be getting any angry dragging noises from him. Ooh, that was not a fun pinball right there. You know, at what point would it have been better for him to just go rush that screw attack and come back here?
Well, the screw attack is a required check, but I don't remember exactly where it was.
Coaling chamber. That's Spider's treasure.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't know my Echoes map as well as I know my Prime map. Estron's getting bullied by this puzzle, though.
Yep.
There we go. Got the artifact. Honestly, even with the puzzle being a huge bully, it was probably a time save to do it now instead of having to backtrack, because I don't know if there's anything else here to grab on the trip back.
Well, he's got to grab this SDK right here in the map station. Does Op not have Sonic Boom?
It looks like they do. Oh no, that's Echo Visor on the tracker. Does the tracker show missile combos? I don't see them.
It does not. And I believe this is the last artifact that Cestrion needs to pick up. And then there is an STK in Incash 2 that they need to go grab. Oh, okay, I understand what they're doing. So they're grabbing Culling Chamber last because that is right by the elevator to Aegon, so they can just go from that straight into Incash 2. This routing makes sense.
Yeah, that seems to be the most direct route, for sure. Yeah, all of the remaining artifacts and keys are in Echoes, it seems. Before going into waiting mode, Cosmo checked their hints and had everything from his own world.
Which artifact is Cosmos missing? Do you know?
That I do not. I have not been marking them off. Which, in hindsight, would have been smart. Did they collect Watch Station access and Watch Station? I think they did.
I believe so.
And which room is main research?
That was with the spider puzzle.
Okay, yeah. So probably one of the storage rooms in Aegon, Storage C or Storage A.
Oh, they definitely have not gone back for the storage room. I feel you, Cestrion. It's not often that the very last thing you pick up is Screw Attack.
Most of our seeds gave Screw Attack very early. At one of them, we had Screw Attack before Space Jump. This is just unfortunate.
And Op gets their light suit. Which is 100% needed, but unfortunately just comes a little bit too late.
Caesar has collected their plasma beam now. No boost ball means we're going to see Ridley fought Vanilla. Oh wait, boost ball might actually been collected. The tracker for Cosmo is not working.
It was collected. Cestrion went back to FTA.
Yeah, I thought I remembered seeing it used.
I appreciate the Final Fantasy reference there, Audra. Ooh, and Op's just not having luck with that power bomb.
Oh, Caesar spots the Seeker missiles.
They got that power bomb, though. I was a little worried that Boost Guardian was going to continue just moving out of the way of it. This seed has not been kind to any of these runners, but it really does kind of feel like it's hit Unthought of Name especially hard.
Yeah, and if it wasn't the seed, it was technical issues. You know, check the tree, got 2 crashes. Unthought of Name had a couple of early deaths that were very unfortunate.
It's an STK, Audra. And because I have completely forgot to do this before, please follow the runners. They are all fantastic. That is a good point, Audra, and I would answer that if I knew which artifact Cosmo was still missing.
Looking at the list, it's got to be one of the Aegon storages. Unless it's Fiery Shores, but they would know that because they checked their list. Storage A. Storage A and C are the ones on the list.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember.
Definitely don't believe that. Yeah, definitely hasn't been to Storage A because Seekers were so late.
Yeah, those Seekers in Phase on Mining Tunnel.
But yeah, it probably would have been better overall to have done this one first and then gone for that STK. And that power bomb might mean that Cestrion has come to that realization too. And that was in fact his last power bomb, so he needed to get a drop. And Op is about to get their hints. I imagine that they are missing the same 3 that Cestrion was when he came here.
There's the PCA hint right as they get the Sky Temple key from PCA.
And Op getting the bad news that they need to search out that Cobalt translator.
And there's in cache too. Cosmo's standing outside of final bosses, which he needs one more key to be able to trigger the spawn of Ridley.
What key is he still missing? I thought Cestrion just got the one from the storage. Also picked up the cannonball right there.
Oh, I thought he was only missing one key. Did he receive it?
That cannonball not really needed for anything right now, but it makes Emperor Ing 2 essentially like trivial. Cannonball is essentially the state you enter when you are shot out of a morph ball cannon. So how the game does that is essentially while you are in the cannon, it gives you an item, and when you hit collision, it takes it away. So the randomizer has the ability to essentially shuffle that pseudo item state into the pool. So while you are using Cannonball, you are invincible and deal a ridiculous amount of damage to vulnerable enemies. It also can function as a pseudo boost ball if you do not have boost. Oh, it's Torvus Plaza. That's the one that Cestrion never got because they didn't have Spider Ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I read the list, I saw Torvus Plaza and was like, oh, they should have had that one.
Yeah, he's been in this area because this was where Prime Spider was, but he didn't have his own, so he couldn't go through. You can get this item spiderless, but I believe it's kind of a weird trick to pull off.
Doesn't it also require screw attack?
Yes, so he needed that as well. And yes, Cannonball does have its own unique damage type.
Too bad we're going to miss out on the angry dragon noises, though.
Yep, Cannonball gone. So yeah, because Cannonball actually does do a different damage type from Boost Ball, if you have Cannonball, you cannot open the door to Airy, because that glass only breaks with boost damage.
All right, Ridley's weakness to boost ball has been exploited.
Yeah, for some reason, the programmers never gave Ridley immunity to boost ball, so he takes a ridiculous amount of damage from it in his first stage.
I can't think of any other enemy that I would prefer to hit with boost ball damage besides Ridley, so it's just very strange to me that that would be the case.
Cosmo getting some free aims in. So the hitbox on Ridley's hand is really weird, and it's bigger than it should be. So when he goes and rears up like that, you cannot hit his mouth by just locking on. You have to free aim it. And we have Cestrion heading to final bosses as well. So barring more major crashes, this is probably GG.
There's a Parasite Queen kill with boost ball.
I think I need to see that.
I don't know, Jeff just said that in the chat. I'm going to Google that after this race.
And Cosmo is setting up Exo Skip. Now, I'm not the most qualified person to be talking about this, but the way I understand it is that door is coded very badly. And essentially, there's a seam in it that allows you to enter the room without really being in the room. So it doesn't destroy the Metroid when it passes through, which allows the Metroid to just bash you out of bounds if you get it set up right. And we have Cestrion entering Emperor Ing 1. And Sunburst. Now, without that cannonball, he does have to dodge all the Inglets, but no, it shouldn't necessarily cause him too many problems. Oh, no, it looks like he still does have cannonball. Why was I thinking he went through a cannon? Not important. Okay. And yeah, Prime 2 bosses are much faster than Prime 1. As you can see, Cestrion's already done with Emperor Ing, exploiting an unused hitbox from a scrapped version of a fight. Originally, the developers were going to have an extra bit to Emperor Ing 3, where it brought up a shield that had weak points or its knees that you would have to screw into. But when they cut that, they never removed that hitbox. And since the shield is gone, that hitbox links directly into Emperor Ing's health.
Is Cosmo stuck? No, there. They got the transition there. All right, successful exo skip.
Spelling out why there. And he lands a screw attack, and it looks like he's now going for a dark visor strategy, which this is a lot more consistent than trying to skip DS4 with screw attack. And I believe they have double damage, so this shouldn't... Yep, there it is.
Right, that's time from Sestrion.
Finished that fight so fast, I didn't even get to finish explaining what he was doing.
That was impressive. Oh, why is Cosmo walking in circles? Is that a... Did their controller disconnect? They're just getting pummeled. Oh, nope. Okay, they're moving again.
And there is GG for Team Check the Tree.
All things considered, that was a very interesting race. And it was kind of close there for a little bit toward the end.
And Cestrion went through those final bosses so fast, I didn't even think to switch to the escape theme.
Oh no, we got the escape theme. The audio was already on Cestrion.
No, it's on up. Hello,
Oh,
Cosmo. Hello, Cestrion.
Hello.
So, what were your thoughts on this?
No. Just no. I already said to Cosmo, this was probably the most physically, but also mentally exhausting seed I have ever played.
Yeah. This was bad.
It was
Real
so
bad.
amazingly bad. Holy cow.
Welcome, Op and Caesar.
Who did this?
It was
Who
Aaron.
am I banning from the server?
You can't ban Aaron. I think.
Why, Aaron?
This
Why?
was so insanely mentally exhausting. Also with the crash that I had just when I finished Airy.
We both had a crash.
What was
We
what
both
was
did
it, Aaron?
first.
What was it,
Airy
Aaron?
was
Vault.
Cobalt Translator.
Oh my god!
And
Where was-
the reason I didn't do the skip was I was like, I wanted to get Screwtech on the way back into Aegon. So I
Well-
didn't went back into it.
Where was Spider?
Which spider?
Echoes.
Live Grove.
Live Grove.
Oh god. Yeah, that was embarrassing because I went back there mixing up Culling Chamber with Hazing Cliff, so I thought I was gonna get it.
Oh, oh
And
no!
then it wasn't, so I had to backtrack all the way to where I was before, and yeah, it
And I
was.
was just about to pick up Life Grove when you guys finished.
Oh.
Ah, I see. Oh, 2
Because
hours
I've
on
only
the dot.
had my boost for about a minute and a half.
Yeah, I was doing like the out of bounds way to get SDK hints. And then in that moment I got light suit and I was like, well, I knew where that ball upgrade was, so I went just after key hints. I just went there and grabbed it.
Yeah, I made some embarrassing mistakes, like forgetting I could roll all the way through that morph tunnel in labs.
Oh.
So I must have lost like 20 minutes because I just went back because I never usually have to do that. So it just never
that's
occurred to
fair.
me. And then that turned out to be the only way forward. And that's when I said IR smart. But I was wondering what happened to you when you said OMG, and then Cosmo was like,
That was the moment when I saw my bombs and Pain of Dark Worship.
"Oh yeah, yeah,
And I connected the dots of the Dark Miser and Profane Path, and then I looked at my
Yeah.
hints and saw the life support system and Battle Run. It was like,
Yeah.
no way.
I must have got that like an hour in."
Oh,
And then Caesar's bombs were, what was it?
bioenergy production
Yeah.
was so bad. Like,
God.
all that stupid logic chain into bombs there.
When did you
Yeah,
guys
what-
get Prime's bombs? Because we didn't get her until like an hour and 40 minutes in.
Right.
Oh, I don't know.
It's
I
about an
think-
hour.
They got bombs way before you did, Caesar.
Like an hour in.
Prime bombs were about 42 minutes in, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
sounds about right.
Wow, so that's an
I mean-
hour earlier than us.
I mean, I waited like 30 minutes at the end for artifacts. That's how
Mhm.
bad the chain was. I
Oh,
full
wow.
cleared. I think I was only missing plasma processing and foie gras.
Yeah,
think those
last locationing those prime bombs is really what killed you here.
Yeah,
Mm.
I figured.
If you had been earlier to that, this would have been a lot closer. Because you guys,
Yeah.
for the most part, were doing a pretty good job of keeping up.
Yeah, and that morph tunnel F up that I did in labs.
Well, the real question is, did you check the tree?
Yes.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
there
checked
we
it
go.
as soon as I could.
Oh goodness. That's where the progression was.
Yep.
Also, just going back after last race, of course, it went back to Thlogra not having anything on it.
Of course.
hmm
And it would have been nothing last time if we had checked it. So yeah, that's
Yeah, that
Yeah,
appears
it's,
to be always how it goes.
It's Schrodinger's sun chamber.
exactly.
That is how I feel about Incash 2 and Storage C.
Yeah,
And yet
That's
it's
why
always
you-
in cache too.
that's why it's sometimes nice to know the outer bounds, so you can just like first pass it, know if it's required or not. But yeah,
Well, not that that would have really helped you guys this time, since
Yeah.
Screw Attack was so late.
yeah, it was a late bombs for both, and a late screw attack and spider. That's insane. Like you never see something like this. Like 0.001% or something like that.
Yeah, the whole order for progressional items in this seed was just such a dice roll of randomness. It was really hard to follow.
Yeah, I feel like if you followed the items, just like if you had the spoiler log, but you couldn't get anything out of order, or it would still be like this long of a seed.
I do have to ask, Zestrion, how much rage were you feeling in there in main
No
research getting up that
No
spider ball
comment.
puzzle?
No comment.
No comment.
Oh, did Cestrion have just get trolled with it hard or something?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It was quite the bully.
Basically, everything that could have screwed him up had it out for him.
Yeah, it was like the game wanted me to fail this 3 or 4 times. It
Excellent.
literally wanted me to do that 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
And that was the moment I was like, I should have maybe picked up Screw Attack instead. But I was like, it would have routed really well, like just like doing, like not backtracking immediately for the Screw Attack, just to like get Cobalt, get the watch station access, watch station, go down, grab main research, do Sank map, and then Sank entrance, because I opened the the lock already because I went through Stank Entrance after I did get Boost Ball for Prime, so I could just went that way, which was nice. So I didn't have to go all the way back, save or go from the front again. And then I grabbed the screw tag. But yeah,
this definitely also was one of those seeds that felt very much like Prime has a few front-loaded things, like in the very start of Chozo, and then does not have anything useful until late game.
Pretty much.
Honestly, it was also one of the seeds where I don't think I was that often in BK and Echoes, logically at least. I think I had one check left, which was the Foul Shrine, which I had no info on. And logically, you cannot go into Sank at all without Spider, Dark Visor, or Screw Tag. So...
No. Stank access becomes logical through Spider side if you have main PBs.
Yes, you can do that chunk. That's correct. But logically, you cannot go further without Spider or Dark Visor and Seekers.
Yeah, because you would need to go to the Dark World and process up.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there was a way to... Nah, I don't think so. I think you need Screw Tech for... maybe it expected you to go get, Screw Tech at some point earlier, but I don't think it is that much possible.
Well, with Spider as late as it was, I don't really think there was.
I guess if you are bold enough and do other logic, life growth, doing the bomb jumps, the dangerous action, you might be able to reduce a lot of the timing in the seed specifically.
That's what I was actually saying. For Team Unthought Of name, you guys, if you had done that and pulled it off, you would have been approximately neck and neck, except for not having Plasma Beam, which you immediately routed straight to. So, I mean, it would have been a much closer race if you had done that. But, how many attempts would it have taken? It's a difficult trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something that I can get 50% of the time. But returning is a lot worse. So if if it had been for me, then
yeah, because you do have to do it twice.
Was this the life growth item or the one with the spinner? I forgot.
It was boost locked, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, you would know how to do the
I know how to do a spinner minute.
Okay.
On the note of things working 50% of the time, how did you feel about getting those Seekers when you did Cestrion?
Well, once getting Seekers, it basically opens up the Sank area more of it. So
I meant immediately after you finished doing that Seeker skip.
Oh yeah, well it's just how it is sometimes. I think last race I also got supers when I finally when I was done with the super skip in Torvos Energy Controller or Torvos Temple. So I'm used to it that Cosmo does that. So I'm not that afraid of it or mad. I was just thinking, okay, what can I do with it? But yeah, it was good to do that wall crawl there to just go get the hints out of the way so you know what your go mode is.
Alright. That seat stressed me out. I'm gonna take a long nap. GG's,
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, GG.
Sorry for the bad seed. Wow. Have a good night, everyone.
GG.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah, good night. Please follow the runners. They all did fantastic considering what they were given tonight.
As for chat, you guys can tune back in tomorrow for what? We got 5 races scheduled. Unthought Of name races again tomorrow, as well as Check the Tree. You got races at 11:30, 12 o'clock, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 9 p.m. EST. So check back in.
And until then, we will see you next mission.
Have a good night, everybody.